Hello, everyone. This is Jenny Wise from Wise Mind Soul Warrior. I'm sorry you cannot see me very well, but I'm actually at the beach, and this is as best as you can get for the lighting that I have. So we're going to be focusing on our beautiful soul sister, Celine Wyatt, who is in our YTT training. And I want to take a moment for her to share how we connected, how we know each other, and her experience that led her to taking the training and what we're doing right now.
Hi, yes. So Jenny and I met in 2018. I was looking to deepen my knowledge in my practice of yoga. And so I did a yoga teacher training 200 through her and one of my other teachers. And I never intended to teach, but it sort of came from it. But it was more about learning more about the background of yoga and understanding, different postures and how they present and change things, and just really understanding the culture more.
Mm-hmm. So tell me, what kind of drew you towards the program? I know you're interested in yoga psychology and the psychology aspect. What are some other ways that you see yourself using the program once you have the certification, out in addition to your own healing journey? So kind of like professionally as a yoga
Mhm.
teacher, and then, in your own personal journey and healing, kind of share a little bit with that.
Yeah, so I'm a nurse practitioner, and my background was mostly critical care and cardiac surgery. But at some point, that was a lot on the family and lifestyle, and so I found new things to do. And I moved towards pain management and addiction therapy. And because of that, I saw a lot of a potential to help people with yoga. And I kept trying, through my own practice to say, this will help with your pain. This will help with your anxiety. That's what drew me to yoga in the first place, was, to help treat my anxiety without medication.
Mhm.
And then as I moved further into the addiction world, I could really see the use of psychology patterns and different things that to be able to break addiction and not only have to be on medicine. That, a lot of addiction treatment is through cognitive behavioral therapy, and much of that is similar to the yoga psychology. And when I met Jenny, I had never heard of yoga psychology per se as a more subdivision of it. And and I was very interested in that. I believe a lot in retraining the brain through positive thought and repetitive emotions,
Mhm.
repetitive statements, um, using the mala beads to pray with a positive intention, things like that.
Mhm.
That we can truly retrain our brain and regrow new neuron pathways. And as we move away from the old ones, those pathways, they go away. There were Harvard studies, there's actually many more now. At the time, there were only a couple that were demonstrating an hour of yoga and getting gated MRI imaging, an hour of meditation and doing the same gated MRI imaging, and then having opiate volunteers who would inject heroin themselves because they were already doing that, and then getting an MRI of their brains, and the same areas lit up in the same pattern and the same color depth. So you had the same euphoric effect from yoga as well as meditation. And meditation was never my strong suit before this,
Mhm.
before my 200. So I became much more interested in the powers of meditation and the more mental aspect of the brain and where I could bring that to my patients.
Mhm.
Ultimately, I would like to not move away from modern medicine, but bring Eastern and Western medicine a little bit more together, bringing Ayurvedic medicine, um, yoga psychology, functional medicine, in addition to modern medicine, to do more of a functional wellness center that focuses on the whole patient, the whole person, and not
Mhm.
just the organ system or the disease, getting to the root of what drives the disease.
Yeah, well, I absolutely love that. And you are 100% in line with how you describe yoga psychology, because it absolutely is very, very similar to cognitive behavioral therapy. One of the reasons is because I did CBT, right? So remember, this program is a combination of over 10 years of my own healing journey.
Mhm.
And it started with CBT, with meditation, with mindfulness, with yoga. And then
Mhm.
it progressed into these other yoga psychology, family of origin, getting to the root cause, generational trauma healing, right? So it was a
Yeah.
progression of going deeper into my own healing journey. And as to your point, a lot of the mindfulness, the CBT, like learning about emotional regulation skills, learning to change your thought patterns,
Mhm.
all of the stuff that you learn in Wise Mind Soul Warrior is this mesh of all these different holistic mental health healing modalities. Does that
Yeah,
make sense?
it does. It does.
Everything I teach, Celine, I have gone through myself.
There's
This is part of
no
my
one
healing journey.
there's
Yeah.
no one Band-Aid you can put on anything. There's no one pill we can get with anything. And like everything, in order to truly heal, it takes effort, it takes time, work, and repetitive action.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so just for a minute, I think we talked a little bit about this. Hopefully I don't surprise you, but the inner critics, right? So the perfectionist, the imposter syndrome of who do you think you are? I know a lot of yoga teachers get this, especially when they first start teaching or when they're trying to move into what we call your next growth ring, right? Where you're trying to step into maybe working with students off the mat, different things that you might want to grow as a teacher, that you become this imposter syndrome. And that goes across not just a yoga teacher, that's with any
Mhm.
growth ring, right? When you're going outside your comfort zone, the taskmaster, the overachiever, workaholic, and then lastly, the comparison of other women. So, which of these would you feel, or multiple of these, because I'm a recovering perfectionist and I'm a recovering workaholic, which of these resonates for you, and which do you feel you would identify as a samskara pattern that you want to work on healing as you move through the training?
Definitely the perfectionist, the overachiever, the workaholic. Those are probably at the forefront, and in the background, there's probably some, you know, who do you think you are?
Mm-hmm.
You're not good enough to do this, etc.
Right. Well, who do you think you are, Celine, to show up on this live right now, right? So you are stepping way outside your
I
comfort
will say I
zone.
had my doubts about 10 minutes ago, thinking, what am I thinking, trying to squeeze this in, and I'm just going to botch it and
And
not
all
having had any time to practice
yeah,
and
and all we're doing,
winging
right,
it.
is having a conversation, right? We're talking as if you and I were sitting and having coffee. I mean, that's all this is. Like, and you just sharing from the heart, right? That's really all this is. So, thank you for sharing about,
And that
being.
overachiever in me said, I haven't prepared a thing. I can't do this right now.
And you don't have to. And that just goes to show you
That pattern.
that pattern is so deep, and you and I are so similar that way, right? That's one of the
Mhm.
reasons, so many reasons why you and I connect, is because
Mhm.
we have these deep patterns of, like, I am enough, I am worthy, and I have these, like, and thank God I've been able to heal them enough to be able to move past that,
Yeah.
to not. I don't know if can you turn that on? Is that, I was gonna
That's
say,
not me.
oh, it's not me. Oh, hold on.
I think it's your hotel room.
Okay.
Don't mind me. I'm going to shift my position because I have a big boot on my foot and my dog is sitting on it.
Okay. I thought that was you.
Nope.
All right. So, um, so yeah, we have that in common as far as like being the overachiever and being the perfectionist and all of those scar patterns. And so, I want you to just take a moment to share about the learning management system and what the program is like as far as working with a mentor,
Mhm.
um, working with me, how I do the live training in the private Facebook group, and what that's like.
Yeah. So I really love this modality. I think it is great. Thinking back to my 200-hour teacher training, and you're working on asanas and things like that, and it needs to be more focused in person. And I remember thinking back to the struggle of time management and trying to be able to do it all, to work full time, to be a mom, to show up for class, to put the time in. And with this LMS, it is, number one, so easy to use. Number two, so detailed. If you want to get deeper into something, there's so much further you can look into it. but it allows you to kind of go on your own. So you have an extra hour here. Okay. You hop on the LMS and you can listen to any one of these pre-recorded live stream lectures or any of the pre-recorded, if you are in a hotel room and you want to do some yoga and you got stuck and your flight got delayed and,
Yeah.
you're here for an extra night. Well, hey, there's Jenny and there's a class, or hey, I'm freaking out right now. I've got this interview or whatever, and I've got 30 minutes and I'm sitting in the parking lot. Hey, there's a Jenny meditation.
Yeah.
And it's just easy to be able to do things at your own pace. I panicked a little bit when I was still in module 1 and we were in lecture 3, and I was still working on the LMS module 1, but Jenny was very comforting and reassuring me that, as long as I do that at my own pace and I look at the lectures, that the material that I need to print for each lecture would be right there. I don't have to have finished every single thing before that in order to be up to date for the lecture. That's a huge help.
Okay, so I'm sorry to cut you off. So moving on to the consultation. So I want you to take a minute to share, for someone who doesn't know me, Celine, who is going to watch this right now, who's watching right now, who's ever watching, who makes a comment later on the replay and they watch this video and they're like, who the heck is Jenny Wise? Why would I get on a consultation? I want to just share a minute that this is part of our enrollment process. And we've had some amazing consultations over the past couple of weeks. The doors are closing on Sunday, May the 29th. So we are scheduling calls between today and Sunday. So when you watch the replay, if this resonates for you, schedule a 30-minute call, okay? I'm going to be talking to you about where you are in your healing journey. Have you done talk therapy? Have you tried other coaching programs? Are you struggling with depression, anxiety? Are you struggling with certain samskara patterns? Are you struggling in your career, in your living your purpose, in your relationships, right? So we're just going to have a general conversation, and then we're going to talk about where you want to go and what is it that you want to heal. And then if that's on alignment and we're connecting and it seems like you're ready to take that journey and go deeper into your healing transformation and you're going to fit in with the group, then we're going to talk about different financial options. And I have all different types of payment plans, too many for me to put on a page, which is the other reason. The main reason why we have these consultations is so that you and I can connect. Usually I do it in FaceTime or Zoom, so we're seeing each other. And also to see where you are, as I mentioned, in your healing journey. And is this a good fit? Hashtag ready as a lie. You're never 100% ready. So take a minute, Celine, and share what it's like to get on a call with me and what I'm like as a person, as far as my intentions with these consultations.
I really wish you guys could see Jenny's face, because her face alone is half of her. She just glows. Like there's just this light that glows from inside around. She's just this kind soul that, the second that you see her and meet her, that she's just 100% love and kindness and wanting to help. She listens so well. She's not pushy. If you're not inclined towards something, and it doesn't seem to serve you, she's not gonna bring it up. She's not gonna suggest it. If she has an idea that seems to be in line with where you are at that moment, she's gonna make a suggestion that you can, take and put it in your tool bag, or your proverbial bag of tricks, or you can let it go if it really doesn't serve you. She's really all about just helping spread love and light and helping people heal.
Oh, thank you, girl. I know I wish you guys could see my face too, but
she's glowing. There's like this gold picture behind her, and it's just kind of like a little halo.
Yeah. Well, girl, thank you so much. One last thing. So the website to book a call is wisemindsoulwarrior.com/book. I put it in the comments. It's the consultation page. If you have not looked at the information page yet, you also can go to wisemindsoulwarrior.com, and that has like 6 places where you can book a consult. Again, it's a 30-minute consultation. They're running from today through Sunday, May the 29th. So I don't usually open up my schedule. I have opened up my schedule. Like I am Some days I've opened it up until 9 o'clock at night, and I literally have time booked all through the weekend, Memorial weekend, even on Sunday. So I think on Sunday I'm like all day I've opened my schedule. So the point is, if you're open on the weekend and you can't do it until the weekend, book a call this weekend. Okay. Now, last question, Celine. If somebody was coming to you and was like, one, I'm going to book a consultation, but they're wavering, or someone who's like, I'm thinking about joining Wise Mind Soul Warrior. This is really resonating for me. You know, I looked at the page or Jenny's videos popped up and I'm thinking about wanting to talk to her. What would be the last words of advice that you would give to that student?
Just do it. At least book the consultation. If nothing else, it's not going to hurt anything. And we're never really ready. Like Jenny says, there's always 10,000 excuses that we can run in the back of our head. Sometimes we just got to jump both feet in and say, here we go. You know?
Yeah.
Jenny's good at catching us.
What did you say?
I said Jenny's good at catching us when we jump in both feet.
Because I did want to say that in my own healing journey and my own experience, you know, even every time I stepped into, even when I'm getting goosebumps talking about this, I'm gonna like almost like about to get emotional for a second. So I'm just thinking, like, in retrospect of my own healing journey, when I went to Los Angeles, and this was back in 2017, I wasn't 100% ready, but I knew that I was called to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I went with my heart and I went with my soul. And even though I had no idea what I was giving myself into, all I knew is I was meant to do it. And I did it. And so I just want to share that for a moment, because literally the first time I did my very first yoga teacher training, I had only been doing yoga for 3 months.
Wow.
For 3 months. And I took my first teacher training. So the point is, you don't have to worry about being this advanced yogi. I did one last thing I want to mention. It is open to all levels. Yes. You can be a beginner yogi and still join this program. You can be a yoga teacher. You can be a corporate woman who may or may not teach yoga. And you can be an entrepreneur. You can be a mom. The point is, this is open to all different women who are really wanting to go deeper into their healing journey, who want to learn stress resilience, emotional resilience, go deeper into intergenerational healing and trauma healing. And I could go on, obviously, for a long time, because you can't see my face, but I'm super passionate about this. And it truly is, as Celine mentioned, from an intention, what we call a sankalpa in Sanskrit, of pure love and purely wanting to help people, because this has been my journey and I want to get more people through this process in healing and transformation in a shorter amount of time, and not wait till me being in my 40s to go through this transformation. And also, I've seen the results. I've seen the results in myself, and I've seen the results in students. And that is why I'm so passionate about it. And so here I am. I am sharing my purpose. I'm sharing my dharma. I'm living my yoga off the mat. And here I am. I'm just showing up. And believe me, it is not easy to get on these interviews like this, right? It's not easy for me. It's not easy for Celine. Everyone you've seen get on here, we are letting go of the imposter syndrome, and we are letting go of the perfectionist, and we are letting our purpose override our fear. That's what this is about. So I invite you, from a leadership perspective, we're going to invite you to step out of your comfort zone. And I promise you, it will be worth it, because I'm on the other side of that healing journey.
It can't hurt. It's only going to help.
Yeah. And it's going to affect if you're a mom, being a better mom in intergenerational healing, it's going to affect your career in a good way. If you own a business, it's going to change your business. It's going to change your relationships with yourself, most importantly, and unconditionally loving yourself and accepting yourself and being gentle and kind with yourself, mindful self-compassion. But it will definitely change your love relationships. It will change your husband, your partner, if you're dating somebody right now, because we also have a whole module on relationships and conscious communication and trauma, how trauma plays out in relationships.
Sure does.
So, because this is a trauma sensitive training. So I did want to mention that. So with that, I am going to jump off, also because you guys cannot even see my face, but I am so, so grateful, Celine. I know you're super, super busy. Celine is a mom of 2. She works full time as a nurse practitioner. She keeps up her yoga practice as a beautiful soul sister. She's in this training with us, and I know she's super busy. And she just got a new puppy too. So
Yeah.
I am so grateful because I know you're super busy, and I am grateful because I know,
Just
you're
sit on my feet.
carving out your time. So thank you so much for doing that, girl. And thank you so much for sharing your experience. And I'm so grateful for you. And I cannot wait to continue on this journey with you and everyone else. And I'm mentioning one last thing. Asheville, North Carolina, July 15th through the 17th. This is included in the tuition for the training. This is super important to mention. So if you are able to make it to Asheville, it is not required for the certification. It is meant to enhance the process. It's meant to enhance the experience, and it's also meant as an opportunity for you to bond with other soul sisters, right? So it's
Yeah.
meant to build connections, to build community. It's meant to be a support system. We're going to be doing stuff like fire transformation, different ceremonies, yoga psychology, and journaling exercises. So it will be an immersion, but it is not required because there are some people that don't feel comfortable traveling because of COVID. We had somebody join from Alaska who obviously cannot travel, not able to travel from Alaska. So that is why we made it so it's not required for the certification, but we highly recommend it if you can make it. So again, July 15th through the 17th in Asheville, North Carolina. I cannot wait to bond with all of you and to meet all of you in person. And Celine is going to be one of the membership team or the leadership teams that is going to be guiding you. We're going to have a whole team of leaders, including Celine, that will be guiding you along with me. I'll be teaching, but they will be there to guide everyone and to help with facilitating the group. So I am so, so excited and grateful. And I am going to jump off here because I'm about ready to get kicked out of my hotel room. So I'm sending you all so much light and blessing. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and take care.
Bye.
Bye.